ones I have to get!
More claims about Diddy's terrible shady behavior have recently come out, including a startling allegation about how he reportedly treated his college girlfriend. But what exactly was he accused of doing? The details surrounding what allegedly happened between Diddy and his ex-girlfriend are seriously shocking, so let's break them down. According to a recent report from Rolling Stone, Diddy's history of violent behavior goes back decades. The magazine reached out to a bunch of people who went to college with him, and what they revealed was insane. Apparently, Diddy started attending Howard University in 1987. And he soon gained a reputation for throwing crazy parties. But it turns out that he also had a reputation for being super controlling and having a scary, explosive temper. One former student claimed that Diddy used to show up outside of his then-girlfriend's classes and try to get her to leave with him. They added that his appearances didn't seem to be welcomed by his girlfriend at all, who would allegedly tense up whenever she saw him. The classmate went on to say that it seemed like Diddy really wanted to control his girlfriend, but they also mentioned that they felt like she was secretly afraid of him. The classmate added that their suspicions were later confirmed during a truly terrifying incident. They explained that one day, Diddy showed up outside of his girlfriend's dorm. He supposedly started shouting aggressively for her to come out. Before long, the classmates said that other women had started running up and down the hallways of the dorm. What happened next was honestly unbelievable. The classmates said that women were knocking on random doors for help because Diddy was reportedly physically harming his girlfriend outside. But they weren't alone in speaking about the ordeal to the magazine. 3 separate sources remembered the same exact incident, and the details that one of them added were extremely disturbing. Another former student claimed that they saw Diddy harming his girlfriend with a belt outside the dorm. He was supposedly screaming angrily at her as he struck her with the belt all over the place. The source revealed that even though Diddy's girlfriend was visibly terrified and crying, she still tried to defend herself. They also said that the other women from the dorm were yelling at Diddy to get off of her. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only time that Diddy allegedly mistreated women and flew into a rage on campus. One woman told Rolling Stone that Diddy suddenly began touching her back without consent and asked her if she wanted to meet up with a friend of his. After that, she stayed as far away from him as she possibly could. Another woman said that one day, Diddy tried to cut in front of her in the cafeteria line. When she objected to it, he reportedly flew off the handle. Not surprisingly, almost all of the sources wished to stay anonymous because they were afraid that Diddy might try to go after them for exposing him. When Rolling Stone reached out to Diddy's former girlfriend, she refused to comment. But who can honestly blame her for not wanting to relive the trauma that he allegedly put her through years ago? Not to mention, other sources told the magazine that Diddy didn't allow his exes to simply leave him. What he supposedly did after his breakups was seriously bizarre. Damien Vasquez, who used to work as an intern at Bad Boys Records, revealed that after J-Lo broke up with Diddy, he gave his staffers a super manipulative task. He knew that J-Lo would be making an appearance on MTV's TRL, so he instructed his staffers to stand outside the studio while holding signs in an attempt to get her back. According to Entertainment Weekly, J-Lo told Vibe magazine in 2003 that she dumped Diddy because he'd been cheating on her. She also claimed that her relationship with him took her whole life in a tailspin because she was crying and going crazy the entire time. J-Lo confessed that she and Diddy were constantly breaking up because he would tell her that he was going out for a little while but would never come home at night. So when she walked away for good in 2001, he refused to believe that their relationship was actually over. It's ridiculous that Diddy tried to make it seem like he was so crushed by J-Lo leaving him that he made his staffers hold signs outside of her live TV appearance, when in reality, he had been unfaithful the whole time they were dating. But based on what an insider told Rolling Stone about one of his other exes, that was a common theme in all of Diddy's relationships. One source, who claimed to have known both Diddy and Cassie throughout their on-again, off-again relationship, said that Diddy put on a front after Cassie finally left him for good. They explained that he tried to portray himself as a heartbroken, hurt man to the public, but obviously that couldn't have been further from the truth. The sources added that behind closed doors, Diddy had been nothing but a controlling, harmful liar while he was in a relationship with Cassie. Allegedly, before she was able to leave, every time that she tried to escape Diddy, he would have an executive from Bad Boy track her down. What reportedly happened as soon as they found her was absolutely insane. Whenever the unnamed executive found Cassie, they would supposedly demand that she go back to Diddy. On at least one occasion, she refused to return Diddy's phone calls. What happened next was truly unbelievable. In order to get Cassie to contact Diddy, the executive allegedly threatened to not release any of her music until she called him back. But what Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 3 kids, revealed about his behavior after they broke up was seriously insane. In 2006, Kim told Essence magazine that she was so humiliated by all of Diddy's affairs during their relationship. At one point, she kicked him out of the house, changed the locks, and told him to leave her alone. But of course, he didn't respect her wishes. What he did instead was honestly outrageous. Kim claimed that Diddy refused to stop showing up at the house whenever he wanted, but he also called her phone continuously, sometimes around 60 times a day. She explained that he was extremely intrusive to the point where it felt like her life was not her own. Clearly, Diddy has a disturbing pattern of destroying his relationships just to turn around and try to get his exes back by making them miserable and breaking them down. But sadly, that's not exactly a shock, since the accusations that have come out about him have all exposed him to be a dangerous, explosive person. It hasn't just been Diddy's ex-girlfriends who have come forward about his alarming behavior during their relationships. Aside from making his former interns and employees do his dirty work whenever he wanted to try to get one of his exes back, how he reportedly treated them was downright startling. Numerous sources told Rolling Stone that Diddy was an insanely demanding boss and was incredibly difficult to work for. He would allegedly frequently scream at his staffers and had a tendency to impulsively fire his employees. Felicia Newsom, who was the first manager of Bad Boy's recording studio, admitted that nobody on Diddy's team dared to speak back or challenge him. Another insider who claimed to have worked with Bad Boys in the past also shared their experience with the magazine, and what they revealed was seriously unsettling. The source mentioned that working with Diddy was terrifying because he was reportedly always on the edge of snapping. They added that his employees, including the people on his team, went to great lengths just to try to stay on his good side because of how volatile he was. It's awful that for years, Diddy's girlfriends, employees, and almost everyone else around him were subjected to his anger issues and troubling behavior. It's also very telling that the majority of people who have come forward about him have been so afraid to speak out and still don't want to share their real identities because of what he might possibly do to them. Considering how terribly Diddy treated his girlfriends and how he would use harmful manipulation tactics to try to get them back, it's not surprising that his ex-girlfriend from college didn't want to speak out about their relationship. But now that we've gotten into what happened with Diddy and his college girlfriend, I want to know what you guys think. Are you surprised to learn that Diddy had anger issues and allegedly mistreated his ex-girlfriend from college, as well as other women who attended the school? What do you think about his pattern of disturbing behavior after each of his breakups? Let me know in the comments below.